Welcome back to the show, guys. We're gonna let that bone for a minute. I'm feeling a little fresh today. If you don't know where you're at, you're at the whiskey. I screwed that up already. Really? Come on, man. The Whiskey Shaman podcast. Welcome back. We're gonna do some things. I don't know where we're gonna go tonight, but we're gonna get crazy. So, I thought we'd do a little bit of talking about cocktails. You know, whiskey cocktails. So, got my little notepad here. Normally, I don't do a notepad, but today, that's what we're doing. So, we're going to look up, we're going to talk about some whiskey cocktails. Let me type it in real fast. Right here. Bam. We're going straight off the old internet. So, right here. So, the reason I wanted to talk about cocktails is because whiskey isn't just for drinking neat. Now, obviously, if you're trying to explore whiskey and get into it, that's something you want to do. But, oh gosh, I don't want to subscribe. Oh man. Anyway, um, wow, there's some good ones here. There's some good ones, guys. We're gonna get some good stuff. Um, First off, I wanted to say thank y'all again for everything, for all the support that you've given me. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe me on everything, please, please. It helps. Rate and review on Apple or Spotify. Follow me on Spotify. Follow me on Apple so that you can get all the latest episodes as soon as they come out. Because here in the near future, we're gonna have live guests, and it's gonna be banging. It's gonna be good. So just be prepared. So you don't want to miss anything. So make sure I'm gonna put it all over my socials so you won't forget it. But just make sure you stay subscribed and stay looking for us because we're doing some big things. We're gonna be doing some big things this year, and I want y'all to be along for the ride. We're upgrading equipment constantly. We're trying to get this nice and tight and crispy for y'all. Um, we're gonna, you know, we're trying to make the best podcast we can for what we can do. I am not a professional, in any sense of the form, and when it comes to audio and all that stuff. So you just have to bear with me. But I'm trying. I'm doing a lot of research, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of this. I know I hate it when people do YouTube warrior stuff on me, but in my dreaded day job, like everybody's like, I looked it up on YouTube and they said you could do this, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. So I get it. Like if you're a professional audio guy, you're probably cringing right now, right? But at the same time, I want you guys to know that I'm trying to bring the best podcast I can for you. And I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm doing a YouTube thing. I know it's really cringy. Just get over it. You want to see my ugly face? Go over there. It's also the Whiskey Shaman. I just did a video. It's not out yet. Well, it'll be out when you hear this. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. It's been a long weekend. I told you on the last one. These next couple weeks are gonna be hard for me, and this is no exception. We were wrangling donkeys. Lord, it was crazy. Y'all want to get in the store? We can get in the store. I mean, I ain't gonna incriminate nobody, but the doc, he came through. But the doc's wife, she was really, she was the one wrangling the donkey and baby donkey. We got family. We had a family weekend. It was really fun. Drank some whiskey like we do. But um, one of the cool things we did is we broke into a whiskey that I've had a couple of times, but it was a gift to me. We'll get into the whiskey cocktails. Just calm down. We got into Black Art 8.1, right? 26-year-old single malt Scotch. Oh man, let me tell you. And the funny thing is, the YouTube video I just did was talking about age of whiskey and the price point of whiskey not making it a good whiskey, right? Just because it's old or just because it's has a $1,200 to $5,000 price tag on it doesn't mean it's a good whiskey, right? But this one, that Black Art, oh baby, it was awesome. It's great. Like I want to savor it, but like I've already been sitting on it for almost a year. And if you know, been listening for a minute, you know about oxidation and stuff like that. So I don't want it to oxidize. It's too beautiful, you know. So um, anyway, we drank some of that. We kind of went through a couple of them and just kind of did some, I wouldn't call it a full on tasting, because we weren't like critiquing it and stuff like that. But it was a good time. We didn't get in trouble with the wives, or I didn't. I don't know. I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't get in trouble with the wife for staying up too late drinking or whatever. So that was good. Um, but in anyway, on the YouTube video, I went over a Bunahaben 30. Yeah, 30-year-old Bunahaben. Um, and it was okay. 8 out of 10. That's what I said. So, and I stand by that today. I mean, there's no more left. I finished. I killed the little wee dram I had. I killed it. So you ain't getting none. Sorry. Um, it was okay. It just was kind of blah. So anyway, so we had a really good weekend. Like I said, we wrangled a donkey, so that was fun. I'm not a cowboy. I'm more of like a rhinestone cowboy, if you know what I mean. I looked the part, not really, but so that was different. That was something I'd never done before. I was expecting chaos and donkey kicks to the face and stuff like that, but nothing happened. Mrs. Doctor came in there and threw down the gauntlet on the baby donkey and threw him in the trailer. And we were gone. But yeah, it was pretty hilarious. But anyway, let's get into cocktails. We've done like 7.5 minutes of housekeeping, so yeah, let's get into it. All right. So, y'all, everybody knows the old fashioned, right? Old fashioned. Let's get old fashioned. That's possibly my favorite whiskey drink, period, because it showcases the whiskey. And I'm going to tell you that some of these whiskey cocktails that we're looking at tonight are not ones that I've had. I've had a couple, but they're not ones that I have. My go-to is the old fashioned. Now, there is a right and wrong way to do an old fashioned. Most of the time, you're good. It's mainly whiskey, obviously. And then, depending upon the people you talk to, you're looking at simple syrup, like half an ounce. So, say ounce and a half or 2 ounces of bourbon. I like to use a rye, actually, because it gives a spicy note, really nice. Half an ounce of simple syrup, 2 or 3 big dashes of Angostura bitters. Love it. Some people do an orange twist, right? They'll do an orange twist in there. Um, my One of the other podcasts I listen to a lot is called Bourbon Pursuit. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. They're huge. They're the biggest bourbon podcast in the world. You've probably heard of them. If you're listening to me, you've heard of them. Anyway, and Kenny talks about a cocktail, old fashioned that he makes, and he puts black walnut bitters in it. And so I was like, oh, I need to try that. So I tried it. It gives it an edge. It really does. Like I hate to you know, be like, man, he was right, but he was right. It gives it an edge. So it's really good. And then personally, I do like Reagan's or Angostura orange bitters as well, because I don't like to swath an orange and do all that junk. I'm trying to do it not fast, but I'm trying to get in and get out and get on with my life. I do a huge ice ball, a big one, not cubes, um, not crushed ice, because it's just going to water it down way too fast. You don't want that. You want to be able to taste the whiskey. And then some people do a little bit of, what is that stuff called? Anyway, it's a liqueur that you can put in there, and it's really good as well. I'll find it. And then some people put Luxardo, makes a maraschino liqueur. It's not maraschino, it's maraschino. I don't know why, it just is. And it's cherry-esque, not really, kind of. It's just more bitter, really. I put a little bit of that, maybe a quarter ounce, if you want to make a fancy one. If you want to make one, like if you come to my house, the old fashioned you're getting is either a high rye bourbon or a rye with some simple homemade simple syrup. Always make your own simple syrup. It's super easy, and Like, it's a whole lot better than buying that stuff that's all, junky at the store. Just make your own. It's not that big of a deal. And we'll get into that as well. Um, and then I put the bitters, and mix it. If I'm doing it for myself, I mix it with my finger. I'm not gonna lie. I do the old, you know, Bill Murray. Just mix it with my finger as I walk away. Um, so that's the old fashioned. A lot of people do a swath. They'll do Luxardo cherries in it on a stick. That's cool. It's fun. Um, the next one that is my second favorite. It's a lot more work, but it's my second favorite whiskey cocktail. Is going to be the whiskey sour, right? So a sour in itself is normally you use an egg white. So I don't know exact ratios right off the top of my head because I'm, you know, just thinking about it. I'm not looking at my list of other cocktails, but you you get an ounce and a half of whiskey. It really doesn't matter. I still use a rye on this one, but it really doesn't matter which one you use. And then you get uh, an egg, and you take the egg white out, and now you can use artificial if you're not into like the raw egg. I get it. Some people are like creeped out about that. You can get like garbanzo bean, the leftovers after you dump the beans out of the can, and you can like froth them with xanthan gum. I don't know. I've never done it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't care about the egg white. Not a big deal. They do make like fake egg white as well if you want to use that. Just use the real thing. It's really the alcohol is and you're gonna use lime juice or lemon juice, either one, and it's gonna like pasteurize it or ceviche the egg, so it's not. It's gonna kill off all the bacteria. And then I use almost, I would say half a lime or a lemon, depending upon my mood. If it's a big lemon, I'll use a lemon. But if it's or I mean a small lemon, I'll use a lemon. But if I like to use lime because it gives a little bit different flavor, and that might not be a sour then. I don't know, but you get that, mix all that, and then I do some Peychaud's bitters, a couple dashes of Peychaud's bitters in there, and there's something else that's supposed to go in there. I don't remember what. Some simple. I think some simple. Half an ounce of simple. Throw it in there. Dry shake it. You have to shake this one. You dry shake it because you want to emulsify the egg yolk. Yeah, we're getting cocktail crazy on this one. Emulsify it. So you want to shake it, and the bad thing is if you don't have one with a cap on it, it could make a mess. Be wary, buyer beware on that. So just understand that. Dry shake it, and then open it back up. Pour ice in it. Fill it up with ice. Shake it again. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Just keep shaking it because you want to make a foam. You're trying to make a foam. And so at the end, and if you're going to make two cocktails with one, obviously double the recipe. You guys aren't stupid. I get it. And then you can either dump the entire container with the crushed ice, not with what is now crushed ice, in there, or you can get a big ice block. Put a big ice block in there, or a ball, put it in there, and then pour over the top of it. Normally, I just do the crushed ice because it's kind of already in there, and it's like all the stuff is like inside the ice. So I'll just pour that in there, and then what I'll do is I'll get more of the Peychaud's bitters and not like dash it, just kind of dribble it on top to where it like floats on top of that foam. And then you let it sit for like 2 minutes. Don't touch it. Let it sit for like 2 minutes, and it'll build up a foam. And that's a sour. That's the emulsification of the egg white with the lime or lemon juice, depending upon which one you use. And then enjoy, because it's great. It is great. Now you don't taste the whiskey as much, so if not telling you to, use your bottom shelf whiskey on this, but if you had a whiskey you weren't really feeling, it's a good one to put in there because that one's going to give you a lot of you're going to get a lot of notes of the other things that are in there. Basically, the lime or lemon juice. I think I did lemon the last time, and it was really good. Because it's tart. It's like really summery. So like I'm fixing to start banging those out pretty fast. I might actually make one tonight because we have chickens, right? So we got quite a few eggs, and it's unfortunate right now that eggs are $1 million a freaking dozen. So like, I'm sorry, I'm telling you to use an egg, throw the yolk in the trash, type thing. Make something with it, make a demi glaze or a make some eggs Benedict or something with it. I don't know what to tell you, but there is one that I saw on this website that I'm looking at, and like I said, I'm working on all this. Oh my god, it's telling me to subscribe. Just shut up. I don't want to subscribe. Okay, let's look at the ingredients. Then you want to know what it is? It's basically a whiskey sour, but it's pickle juice whiskey sour. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Let's see what it has. It's made for one person. Okay, they're using 3 ounces of Wild Turkey 101 bourbon. It's excellent bourbon. Hold on, I need a little libation. 3 ounces of Wild Turkey 101. You got to use the 101. If you use the 80 proof or the 84 proof, it's going to get buried. 1 ounce of dill pickle juice. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna try it. I don't really care for the pickle juice type, that craze that went by. Half an ounce of lemon juice, Old Bay seasoning on the rim, and I don't know what this word is. Cornichons? Cornichons? I don't know what those are. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Let's see what it says. Ice fill the cocktail, shake vigorously, but it's not a sour. I mean, it's sour because it has lemon in it, but it doesn't have an egg in it. That's weird. Okay, well, it's a sour, but it's not, you know, it looks weird. Oh, maybe it's like a baby gherkin. Like the little baby pickles. That's weird. So that one to me, that's a no go in my house because I don't like pickle cocktails. So we're just gonna look elsewhere for that one. But this next cocktail, like I say, I've never tried this one. It's called the Clicker. It says its difficulty is easy. So, um, let's see. Let's see. Oh, whoa. You have to. Yeah, this takes some prep work. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys are going to want to do this, but you have to make a maple mushroom simple syrup. What? Okay. DIY syrup making, obviously. Let's just see what the ingredients are. Wild Turkey 101 again. The maple mushroom simple syrup, which if it's what I think it is, you get mushrooms and maple syrup, put them in some water, boil them, make a syrup out of them. It's pretty easy. Two dashes of bitters. It doesn't say what type of bitters. I'm guessing Angostura. Could be like a Peychaud's or something like that, but it doesn't really say. And then dehydrated mushroom slice, a sprig of thyme, and an orange. Wow, that sounds horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna drink that. Okay, one that I do know. I do know this one. I've had it once, and it was pretty freaking good. It's good for like dinner party because it helps. A lot of people, maybe even people that don't care for bourbon, like my wife, she might like this. It's called the Revolver, and it has a history and stuff like that. But it's really good for like winter parties. So like if you're having like a Christmas party or something, you can make a batch of this. It's 2 ounces of Wild Turkey 101. Again, I guess they're just using 101. It would be really good with 101 rye as well. Half an ounce of coffee liqueur. So like it gives you that coffee note. So it's almost like an Irish coffee, you know what I mean? But and 2 dashes of orange bitters and orange, and you get an orange peel and you flame it. It does do something. It the oils in the orange, they change composition and so yeah, it's really good. You shake it, obviously it's a shaken one, and they serve it straight up, like with no ice. So you just have it in a either a shaker or a mixing glass, that you mix with a spoon, shaking nuts to that type. So that one's really good. It's like rich, so you got to kind of watch out. But yeah, let's do this one. This one sounds really cool. And if you guys think I'm phoning it in, I'm trying not to. It's just I drink literally 2 cocktails. But I thought this would be a cool episode to be like, you don't have to drink your whiskey neat. You don't have to drink it in a Glencairn. You don't have to drink it like that. The best whiskey is the whiskey you like to drink the way you like to drink it. Period. Full stop. Is that what kids are saying? Full stop. Oh God, I'm so old. Anyway, so I really enjoy like trying new cocktails, and if I can have whiskey in that cocktail, hell yeah, let's do it. So this one's called Love Potion #9. Yeah, you know about this one. You know this one. So this one has cranberry juice in it. So if you don't like cranberry juice, you can substitute it for cherry or red grape juice. That's one of the things it says. You get 1 ounce of wild turkey. But I would say a comparable one to wild turkey would be if you want to go Texas. If you want to go Texas, do the Balcones pot still. It's going to be amazing. It's going to give some like molassesy notes in it, so it might throw it off a little bit. But don't use the Balcones rye because it is so different than every other rye. So don't use that one. It's great by itself, but don't use it in a cocktail like that. It's 1 ounce of wild turkey, 1 ounce of Grand Marnier, yeah, and then 1 ounce of cranberry juice, and 2 ounces of Prosecco. Prosecco is basically champagne, and ice, obviously. And this one is served with ice, but in a larger glass. So not like like a Tom Collins glass. It's not in one of those. It's more like in like a punch glass. Sounds really good. Sounds really refreshing. The Grand Marnier is gonna give it a little orange note. The Prosecco is gonna make it bubbly and fizzy, and the bourbon is just gonna give it some backbone. So that one sounds really good. I would definitely, actually, I'm gonna screenshot that one because it sounds pretty good. All right, let me get back down to it. We're learning together, guys. Like, this is amazing. Oh God, I'm such an idiot. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do it. Oh my God, I'm stupid. My iPad's being dumb. Anyway, the computer should be back this next week, so I'm maybe getting it tomorrow. So you guys just. Oh, I don't know how to say the name of this one. It's an easy cocktail, but I don't know how to say the name, so you guys are gonna hate me. Belvedere? Yeah, Belvedere? Belvedere cocktail? If it's not, let me know in the comments. You know, I know you guys will jump onto me. It's fine. Let's look at it. You twist the orange peel directly over the glass to release the oils. Duh, we already know that. And you rub the peel along the glass before you drop it in because that gives the orange essence all the way around. They're giving you like, tips and tricks. 1.5 ounces of wild turkey. 1 ounce of Campari. Campari. Think about that. 1 ounce of Rosso vermouth. I can't say the name of it. Cinzano. You don't have to use Cinzano. This is not a paid advertisement for Cinzano. Okay, nor is it for wild turkey. Wild turkey. If you would like a paid advertisement, hit me up. And ice, orange to garnish. So that sounds really good. Campari's got a little sweet, a little bitter at the same time, so it's going to be good. The Rosso vermouth is a little sweet as well, so you have to watch that. But let's load more. They're doing eggnog. Nobody wants eggnog. Oh, look at this one. This one is going to be really great for summer. If you're a bourbon guy, like I am. I mean, I'm a whiskey guy, but like bourbon during the summer is kind of a thing. If you're a bourbon guy and you're going to be hanging out by the pool, stuff like that, I got one for you. This is called the Bourbon Watermelon Slam. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Let's get into it. So you can always, I'm looking at their quick tips that they give you. You can always use fresh mango or strawberries and make it a, mango So this one has 1.5 ounces wild turkey bourbon, 3 ounces of fresh watermelon juice, 3 ounces of club soda, 1 teaspoon of sugar per drink. See, I wouldn't do a teaspoon of sugar. I'd do a bar spoon of simple syrup. It's going to melt a lot faster, and you're not going to have sugar in the bottom of your glass. And 3 or 4 mint leaves per drink. So the mint's going to freshen it up, liven it up. The sugar's going to give it a little sweetness. If the watermelons aren't super sweet, you might want to put a little bit more, because like, I don't know about y'all, but like here in Central Texas, sometimes the watermelons are so sweet you can barely eat them, and then the other ones are like, oh, this is bitter. What the heck? You know, I went to get a good sweet watermelon and it tastes like crap. Not like crap, but it's not sweet. So that one sounds really good. I don't know if the wife would like it because it's really not anything else. She does love a watermelon margarita, which is basically the same thing. Instead of bourbon, you put tequila in. But for her, I put half tequila, half vodka, because I don't like the way tequila tastes. You know, it's all good. Love you, babe. Let's do it. Here's the one that I've had a number of times, and it is so good, and nobody ever orders it because it takes a minute. Takes about 5 minutes to make it if you have all the prepped materials, obviously. So this requires ginger. What I like to do is get candied ginger because it's kind of sweet. But be wary on your ginger, because ginger is, can be pretty spicy sometimes. So they also make a ginger liqueur, and you can substitute that as well. So this is the penicillin. I'm trying. I have my game show voice on. The penicillin. Oh, I'm not singing death metal. Come on. 2 ounces wild turkey. I'm gonna start saying something else. Like, it's wild turkey. I get it. Okay. Must be sponsored. Wild turkey. Half an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Half an ounce of honey syrup. 3 slices of fresh ginger. I'm guessing not pods, like a small sliver, because that's gonna be a lot. And I don't know if I'd use this whiskey, so just bear with me. 1/4 ounce of Glen Grant 15-year-old single malt scotch. I wouldn't use Glen Grant. I would use a 1/4 ounce of Lafroig 10, or a 1/4 ounce of Ardbeg, 1/4 ounce even of Johnny Walker Black. Just 1/4 ounce, a little bit on the top, because it's going to give a smokiness. The Glen Grant is a little smoky, but nowhere near as much. Now, if you only wanted a little bit, then go with the Glen Grant. But the Glen Grant, it's not hard to get, but like, you don't see it all the time in the store, so just be aware of that. And you don't have to use a 15-year-old. Like, come on. Anyway, but that's a really good whiskey cocktail, obviously. The next one is great for a garden party. Oh, man, we're getting real cheesy on this one. This is good. This is called the Gold Rush. And I'm sure a lot of these are basically the same, just with a different simple, a different this, a different that. So you can make whatever you want. Here's the thing. Use the whiskey you want to use. If you want to flavor a syrup, you literally make a simple syrup. Now we're going to get into simple syrup. You ready? And what I do. This is not what everybody else does. So this is not advice on how to make simple syrup. This is how I make simple syrup. Get it? So I take a cup of water, measured cup of water, in a saucepan. Then I take 2 cups of sugar. I use Demerara sugar because it's organic and stuff like that, Put it in there, and I boil it for 10 minutes. Sometimes I actually have to put a little bit more water because it'll evaporate the water. But what I'm trying to do is make the sugar a little more palatable, and it doesn't crystallize it. It doesn't turn it into caramel. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to uh, break down the long chain sugars and turn them into shorter chain sugars. That way, it dissolves a little faster and it develops that flavor in the drink. So you use 2 ounces of wild turkey, half an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. So you're seeing that a lot in these cocktails, and then half an ounce of honey syrup, and then lemon to garnish. That one is so good, so refreshing. The lemon juice just brightens it up. You know what I mean? And if you want something a little lighter than that, like don't use wild turkey. Throw in some like Jameson or something like that. I would do like either Jameson or another Irish, maybe like a Powers or something like that. It's gonna be super good. It's gonna be super light, super crushable. Um, but all of these have sugar in them, so just be aware. We were actually talking about this over the weekend. Just be aware that when you are drinking a cocktail and it has 2 ounces of bourbon in it, and sometimes other liquors in it as well, just be aware that that thing is going to put you on your butt really fast. Really fast. Because you're not going to taste the alcohol. Therefore, it's going to be light, refreshing, and you're going to drink it faster. When you drink it faster, it affects you more. Because I can drink, a cocktail, and then by the time I'm on to the second cocktail, I'm like, ooh, okay, I need to calm down. But like I can have 2 or 3 pours of straight just whiskey neat, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So it will affect you a lot more because the sugar in there spikes your blood sugar, obviously, and makes the alcohol, you know, react a lot faster. I'm going to try to get a medical doctor on the podcast. I'm going to try and get him on here if he wants to. I mean, I'm not pushing anybody to be on the podcast. If anybody else wants to be on the podcast, please send me a DM, and I'd be more than happy to talk shop and whiskey with you. I have no qualms with that. Let's do it. I'll talk whiskey to brick wall. I have actually talked whiskey to a brick. It was a long night. It was a long night, and the brick wall knew a lot about whiskey. Maybe it was the reverberation of my voice off the brick wall, but it sounded like it knew what it was talking about. Anyway, that was a joke. All right, on to the next one. This one, we just came out of Derby season. I need another drink, man. This is like, you guys are parching me. All right, we're getting into the mint julep right out of Derby season. Julep cups are completely optional. You could also use a rocks glass. That's their tip. Well, no shit, right? Like, not everybody has julep cups. I'm sure some people do. They're cool. They're like pewter. They get real cold, which is nice. And this is all that's in a mint julep. Are you ready? 2 ounces bourbon. Doesn't say what kind. The official bourbon of the Kentucky Derby was Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve is fine. It's a fine bourbon. Not really my favorite, but it's fine. 2 ounces bourbon, quarter-ounce simple syrup. I would bump that up to half an ounce, just for me. I like mine a little sweeter. Like I like my women sweet. Yeah, right. And 10 to 12 mint leaves. Yeah, yeah. So you mix it together with crushed ice, shake the bejesus out of it, and it breaks that mint up. It says in a no. Lightly muddle the mint leaves in the simple syrup, add the bourbon, and pack the ice tightly with crushed ice. Oh, you don't shake it, you stir it, you dummy. Read the instructions. I've never made a mint julep because I don't care for mint. I like mint like gum, but I don't like mint that much. Sorry. I'm not trying to be a hater, but I just don't care for it. Oh. Okay, so you guys, we were talking about Tom Collins, right? Tom Collins. It's a, is it a gin drink? Might be a gin drink. They have what they call a John Collins, which I can guarantee you what it is. Let me guess. It is an ounce and a half of wild turkey. I mean, we knew that, right? 1 ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, and 2 ounces of club soda. Garnish with a maraschino cherry and a slice of orange. Don't use the red maraschino cherries. They are toxic. They will kill you. They go straight to your liver and you die. But use a Luxardo cherry. It'll make it taste so much better. Yeah, so I think a Tom Collins is gin. I love a Tom Collins. It's good. It's refreshing. But you notice how all of these cocktails are basically the same thing over and over and over again. It's kind of fun that they just call it something else. They're like, oh, but I put a cherry in this one. I'm like, so? Okay, let's do this one. Y'all all know which one this is. This might be the last one we do. It's called the Manhattan. It is an ounce and a half of bourbon. I would use a pretty basic bourbon. I wouldn't use anything super fancy on this because the next ingredient will throw you off. A half an ounce of amaretto. Yeah, that's going to throw your bourbon off. So if you're using like a cask strength bourbon or something like that, it's just going to make it taste weird. Just use a basic bourbon. And then a 1/4 ounce of maraschino cherry juice. Garnished with a cherry. So I would use the Luxardo cherries. Use a little cherry juice. Put it in there. I don't have any amaretto. I need to get some. I'm going to make that. It's pretty awesome. Now that's an Italian one. So that's kind of weird. Here's a winter one. I know I said that was the last one, but I want to look at this winter one real fast and see what makes it different. Oh, okay. So it's a lot different, actually. It's an ounce and a half of bourbon. Doesn't say. Half an ounce of sour apple liqueur. I don't know if that's puckers or what. Anyway. And then half an ounce of sweet vermouth. Sweet vermouth is really good. Obviously, it's very sweet, but garnished with a lemon peel. Sounds good? Might try it. So there's one more, and we're going to look at it. I know I said that was the last one, but be quiet. I'm the boss. I'm running this show here. If you don't like it, sorry. If you don't like it, let me know. We got, what is this one called? I didn't even tell y'all. The Italian Gentleman. This is the last one, guys. I promise. It's 3/4 of an ounce of bourbon, 3/4 of an ounce of Campari, a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, a dash of orange bitters, garnished with a slice of lime. So that sounds, not lime, lemon. What am I doing? Anyway, that sounds really good. And they pour it open with no ice. So shake it up. So there we go. There's our cocktail list. There's a bunch more. Like there's so many. So just be aware of that. So there's so many cocktails out there. And the fun thing with bourbon, scotch. I mean, we hadn't even gotten to scotch cocktails yet. So, it's like, yeah. Scotch cocktails are even different. You can use smoky scotch. You can use whatever you want. So it kind of gives you a lot of options to use. You can use a light and fruity, like Highland Scotch. You can use, whatever you want really on it, and it's going to give it a little bit different flavor. But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed making different types of cocktails, but at the same time, like I find the one that I want and I stick with it and I have all the stuff for it. So it's kind of like, why would you mess with anything? Not mess with a good thing, right? So in saying all that, I want to reiterate that not every whiskey is going to suit the cocktail, but not every cocktail is going to suit the whiskey either. So don't. I mean, you can use like in the rum world, and I'm not a big rum guy. If you wanna know more about rum, you need to go follow Rough Spirits. He has a podcast out. He's doing some cool stuff with rum. Um, but anyway, in the rum category, they'll take $1,000 rum and they say, hey, let's make a mai tai out of it or something like that. Like they don't care. They just like we're gonna enjoy this the way we want to enjoy it, which I think is really cool. But like obviously, I don't want to put a $1,500 scotch in an old fashioned. I'm sorry, I just don't. Um, One other really cool thing to do, and this is mainly for bars, but you can do it if you entertain a lot of people all the time, and you're really into old fashions. You can do a barrel aged old fashioned, right? You can get a barrel from online or whatever. I would suggest, we've talked about barrels in the past episodes, and this goes for, doing stuff at your house as well. Find a barrel that is not a piece of crap barrel. Don't get it off of freaking Amazon or something like that. Get a good barrel. They have like quart barrels. They have like half-gallon barrels. You don't have to make a whole bunch. And you basically get the whiskey, whatever whiskey you're wanting to use. You can do the simple syrup. You have to be on the light side because the sugar will mold if it sticks to the wood too long. So you got to watch out for that. And if the proof drops too low, it'll cause for bacteria. And put all the bitters and everything else in it. Put it in the barrel and let it rest for a week, a month, depending. You don't want it in there too long because you don't want to like mess it up. And then pour it out. Pour your simple. I would wait and put the simple later. Um, Pour it out. A lot of the smaller barrels have a spout on them. Pour it out of the spout into your glass. You don't even have to shake it. You can shake the little barrel if you want to kind of get everything mushled. Sorry, that's a German word for shaking up. To get it kind of incorporated, and then pour it into your glass. And I've heard really good things. I've had some at like, cocktail bars and stuff like that. And it's pretty good because it like marries it all together. I had one that was a Japanese whiskey, and it was rested in a barrel, which was really nice. It just like kind of marries the flavors really good. So yeah, I mean we're about that time. I wanted to take this time to thank everybody, and you guys are really helping me get through this. We're having fun with it. We're doing some really fun things. Oh yeah, bring it in. Okay. I really appreciate all y'all being here, listening to me ramble on about cocktails. I mean, it's a fun time we're having here, but at the same time, like I want you to follow, like, subscribe, everything I do. If you have any questions, please DM me. Let me know what's going on. If you have anything you want me to talk about, just let me know. I'm all about. Just let me know and keep me in the loop. That way, I can talk about what you want me to talk about. I have a list of topics, so we're not going anywhere. This was one of them. I didn't know how it was going to go. I felt like it went pretty good. Hopefully it wasn't just too much of me reading off a card and telling you about it. It was a little more, unscripted on my part, to where, you can actually hear what I'm saying and understand what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, this is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I hope you guys are too. So let's end this with this. Love the ones you can. Love them hard. Hug your family. Kiss your mama. Do all that, because you don't know how long they're going to be.